Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Loren, and today we're going to be discussing 90 Day Fiance Season 8, Episode 3. Yes, I said it. Episode 3 is the one that we are on today, and we're also going to create this amazing fall look. Yes, we are. If you love any of the products I'm using today, I will be posting it down below in the link description box. Hey you. Yeah, you. Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And don't also forget to press that bell so that way you can get notified every time I upload a brand new video. Now go ahead and keep watching so that way we can get into this look and the show. Okay, so you know we always start off with an amazing foundation. We're going to go ahead and be using our e.l.f. HD powder, and you already know I like it in the color Sheer. And we go ahead and apply that all over to our face using our big floppy brush. Once we apply that all over to our face, now we're going to go ahead with our Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1, which is a liquid foundation that comes in a pump in the shade color Golden Tan. And we just take a couple little squirts to the back of the hand, like so. And then we go ahead and apply it all over our face. Now that we've applied that, you already know I go in with my black Opal True color, which as you can see I got it from Rite Aid. But we're actually going to go in with this. This is our foundation powder. It's in the color Medium Deep, number 600. And we are going to be taking that and also putting all over our face using another big floppy brush. Okay, so today we're going to be using some of the products from our November Boxycharm. So since we're going to be using some products from there, we have a new product that we're going to include, which is for our eyebrows, and we're going to be using the Gimme Brow Plush, which is a brow filling gel. And we're going to go ahead and give this a try today. This is actually in the shade color. Does it tell you shade color? It doesn't give you a shade color, so. It's such a cute little package. So cute. But it is a little mascara, so we're just going to go ahead and use this to apply this onto our eyebrows. So I always like to kind of go up if I'm using a little mascara, and then bring it down up. In the front I just kind of go up with it. And this is definitely just more of a brow enhancer, and also I feel like it kind of helps tame your eyebrows. Wow, they definitely got fuller after use. I wasn't expecting that. So off camera, I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows with my crayon pencil. I'm going to be using CoverGirl's Easy Breezy Brow Draw and Fill in the shade Soft Brown, number 300. So I'll be right back. So let's go ahead and get into the episode. This episode opens up with Brandon and Julia, and basically Brandon's trying to wake up Julia. They're sitting in the hotel room speaking about her stern viewpoints on sleeping in the separate bedrooms. And I did have a couple of questions about staying in separate bedrooms, right? I'm not a parent, so I don't really know. I know my parents would not even tolerate any man moving in or coming to my house like that. So with that being said, I do have a couple of questions. Does that mean like you can't be in each other's room during the day? I mean, what if they leave the door open? Like, am I allowed to take a nap with my man? I mean, maybe not. Like, can I take a nap maybe in his room with the door open? Does that mean we can't lay horizontal in the bed? at all. Like, these are some of the questions that I have. Like, it's so broad, and it's like, are you going to allow them in the room like late hours? Do they have a curfew? Like, hey, you can't be in his room after 10 o'clock? Like, sometimes I feel like parents need to be a little bit more direct on what they view as a problem, because I'm just not very clear with it. I don't know. Let me know if you're very clear with it, because I'm not. I'm confused. And Julia is very stern about Brandon telling his mom that she would like for them to sleep in the same room during this 90 days. And she even threatened him to return home. It's like, on one side, that's a little extreme because it is only 90 days. But on the other side, I don't see necessarily anything wrong with it, considering the fact that it is a little weird. Just a little. Let's go ahead and use our concealer, and we are going to be using our Milani Conceal and Perfect, which is in the shade color Natural Sand. We're going to go ahead and put that underneath our eyes, and also we're going to put it underneath our eyebrows. So now we're seeing with Jovi and Yara. I swear, dear Jovi, not everyone knows what a bayou is. I just wanted to throw that out there before we truly get started, because in this scene, you see him talking to Yara about how to pack to go to his mother's house. And he's like, you know, it's bayou, it's bayou. Now, I'm one of those people where before I move to another country, especially for a man, I'm going to do research on them. However, clearly Yara isn't. So with that being said, I mean, you can't just say, oh, it's bayou. Do Russians have a bayou? Hell, even people in the West Coast and the East Coast don't even know what the hell a bayou is. So saying that to them is like kind of just like, I don't know. I just feel like all these couples, there has yet to be a couple where I feel like whomever the outsider is, they're properly like accommodated and not necessarily expecting them to know everything, but just like helping them to learn and like easing them into it. I just haven't seen a couple that the other person truly does that. It seems like anytime that they have whomever the foreigner is, whether it's a United States person going to their country or someone in their country, or someone in that country going to the United States, they just be like, adapt. Like, this is how it is here. Like, get used to it. And it's just like, this person just moved millions of miles to be here with you. Just be a little bit more accommodating. And anyways, that's just a personal frustration that I've seen when watching these shows, is they're just not accommodating, like, at all. Even with Brandon and Julia, his mother, like, she just took like a 20-something hour flight to get there. Like, do you really think she wants to go out and see all the monuments and stuff in Washington, D.C.? And obviously, if it's that close that y'all drove to the airport to go and get her there, it must be close enough where she can return in the future, not maybe when she's dead set tired. Like, this isn't a vacation for her. She is moving here. I mean, who's to say they're going to make it, but still, she's moving here. I don't know. That's something that's also a pet peeve of mine. Just like, damn, let them rest. Jovi didn't want to let Yara rest, like, even though Yara complains about everything, but he wouldn't even let her rest. Like, jeez, goodness gracious. He's telling her how to pack for his mother, and it's like, damn, like, chill. Like, give them some time to acclimate. So you see Yara going to the house, and let me tell you, that was like by far the driest hello from a future daughter-in-law and mother-in-law. Like, it was so dry. Just like, hey, oh hi, little hug. Like, oh my gosh, it was so dry. But I guess, and it's just, even the mom was essentially saying the same thing like Jovi, just like, oh, it's Cajun culture for us to, you know, stay at each other's house, and you just crash wherever you crash. Like, I'm not sure if y'all know, and I know this only because I'm in Texas and it's like, boom, right next door. But it's not normal per se that people party as much as Cajun people do and then just crash. Like, legit, New Orleans is like basically their culture, just in a much more countryer way, you know, instead of it being like on Bourbon Street with attractions and stuff. It's just literally like people drinking beer, eating crawfish at the house, and you just crash like you at your cousin's house. I mean, honestly, I kind of think also too it's because it's so dark, and who's driving around that late at night? Like, no one's doing that. But if someone's coming from Russia, the Ukraine, or wherever the hell they're from, like, she doesn't understand that. She doesn't know that. She should have done a research beforehand to know that they do that. But it's just still, it's like, no, she's not used to it. I don't even think they do all that stuff. Like, I don't know. So they sit down, they're having dinner together, and Jovi's mother is having a conversation with her about the wedding, and she lets it be known that she does not want to have a big wedding simply because her family can't come from wherever they're at to New Orleans to attend the wedding, and she feels like it's not fair that his family gets to attend and her family doesn't. So because of that, it seems like they want to elope, but she didn't really specify. I was kind of confused on this part. I wasn't sure if she wasn't trying to have a big formal wedding at all, or was she trying to have it at a later time? I don't know. But also, while watching the show, the entire show is showing that this is all happening at the beginning or in the middle of the shutdown and Corona hitting the United States. So I kind of, in a way, I feel Yara, if her family can't come because of Corona and the borders are shut down, like, I would personally wait. I would just, yes, have a very small and intimate wedding. But then she also made it clear she ain't trying to get married in no New Orleans. She wants to go to Vegas. But hell, I don't even think she could go to Vegas. But let's just keep watching the season and see what's gonna happen. But yeah, this hotmess.com. I can tell you now that Jovi's mom is definitely not here for it. Rightfully so, but still not here for it. Alright, let's go ahead and use our e.l.f. HD powder again. This time we're going to be using the soft Luminous, and this one is more of a peachy color, but we go ahead and put it everywhere that we put our concealer except for our eyelids because of the color that we're going for. It's more of a fall look. We need that concealer to definitely bring out that pigmentation. So just go ahead and use your big floppy brush. Next, we're going to go in with our Maybelline New York Dream Liquid Mousse for our contour. This is in the color Cocoa Dark number 3. I don't use too much. I just use like a little bit like so. So now we see Tyreek. Tyreek is meeting up with his friend for a minimum of a decade, and so Tyreek is meeting up with his good friend, and let me just say, this was not cute. What was going on with with her wig. It was like she was rocking the bald look, and then, you know what? I don't even know what the hell that was. I can't even explain what that was. Is that what they be doing down in Virginia or Florida or wherever the heck he's at? Is that what they're doing? Like, no ma'am, that was unacceptable. So Hazel's favorite color is powder blue. So Tyreek thought it was a perfect idea to be showing up to the airport in a powder blue suit, and you see him trying suits on. He should have went with that more dusk-y color blue, but instead he went with the 70s powder blue, like he's white boy Rick. And it was hotmess.com. But, you know, I love the romantic gesture that he was trying to do for her. So I'm not familiar with Hazel and Tyreek's background story, because apparently they were on season 2 of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days, and I haven't watched all of them just yet. However, though, apparently he has a brother, and his brother seems to be a jealous hater. Why so? Because he gave Tyreek a hard time about Hazel. In fact, from what I read in articles, he even asked her, are you good enough for him when it comes to the bedroom? And also on the show, you see him say to her, you know, it takes a certain kind of woman to be able to leave their kid in another country to be with a man in another country. So I thought those were very, even though rightfully so, I understood where he was coming from. But what made it so hypocritical is that the brother actually ended up with the Asian woman himself. So what was the point in that? But he said that Dean, his brother, is not invited to the wedding. And they showed these clips of him just saying, like, this is hypocritical. You need to give me my respect me and my woman. Like, and I commend Tyreek for fighting for his woman, because it takes a certain kind of man to do that. And if that's the person you love, you fight for her no matter what, period. Tyreek addresses how to deal with autistic children, and one thing is definitely true that he says that you definitely need patience, even though he said ungodly patience, but definitely you're going to need patience. And he's skeptical about bringing someone into the home because of that. And I completely understand that. So now that we've put on our liquid contour, we're going to go ahead and use our Nesting Bitch Face by Pretty Face Vulgar. And we're going to be using our Sun-Kissed Snitch, which is going to be this bottom one right here. And we're going to use this as our contour powder. So from our November Boxycharm box, we are going to be using our Esmeralda by Beauty Creations today. And also in that same Boxycharm box, we also received our Natasha Denona. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And we're going to be using this brown one and this nice burnt orange, and of course the white. With the Esmeralda by Creations, we are going to be using this one and that one. Let's go ahead and start off with Natasha Denona. We're going to be using this brown one right here. And we're going to use so I didn't swatch these on my arm, so I really don't know how pigmented they are, but hopefully they're pigmented enough. So we're going to just put this all over the upper crease. So we flash over to Mike and Natalie, where they are meeting up with Uncle Bo, and this whole lunch was completely awkward because the entire time Natalie is asking Uncle Bo all his personal drinking business. I don't know if maybe Michael have shared with her that he may possibly have a drinking problem, but she definitely took this opportunity to ask all the questions herself, and I really just wanted to say, mind your business. Literally, like if I was Michael, I would have been kicking her underneath the table, like, or pinching her or something, like, shut the up. Then the waiter comes up. And when the waiter comes up, he just asks very polite questions just to seem personable. But Natalie took the opportunity to use the waiter to give subtle hints to her fiance by saying, oh, I don't know when we're going to get married. I don't even have my ring yet, because she wants her ring back. However, though, he's over here like, made it really awkward. Now we're going to be using our Esmeralda by Beauty Creations yet again, and this time we are going to be using this one for our crease. Then we're going to go in with that one secondly. Scene 2 with Brandon and Julia. Brandon's controlling mother has the entire day planned for the both of them, and I'm very much like this. If I'm on vacation, I don't care where we go. I definitely kind of have a schedule. I'm okay if it doesn't happen, or if it doesn't happen in the time that we wanted it to, but I see how she is. However, though, do people, once again, like I said earlier, do people not want to accommodate people who've been traveling for 20 something hours? Like, this is not vacation to them. This is essentially their new home, and they're acting like they came and like sleep in and get some freaking rest. Like, the heck? And all Julia wants is some private time. She's like, I haven't seen my man in so long. I'm trying to give him these cookies, and I'm here for it. I understand it completely. Ooh, look at that. It's like super, on my camera it looks like very red orange, but in person it looks more like a brownish copperish color. So we're gonna go in there with our into the crease, and we're just gonna really kind of blend it out with that brown, but our focus is really that crease. That's so pretty. I must say, I did give, I can't think of the name of it, but this is it right here. I tried this product again, and I told you on the video, I think, because when I first tried it, it did seem very pigmented at the time. But I tried it again, and I just was not a big fan of it, and I had to apologize to you guys because I just didn't really like it. It wasn't that pigmented, and a lot of the colors I felt like just smeared off. It was a lot of glitter colors too, so, and it just didn't have, I don't know, the whole thing was just a weird palette per se. Wasn't a big fan of it, and I thought I would just give you all that update. Julia was in the car looking at the other people, and she's like, why do people run but they still fat? I'm sorry. I mean, if you even saw the scene with Mike and Natalie before, when they brought her food, she was like, oh my god, these portions are super huge. And that's just what it is we eat a lot, and we are spoiled, and we don't work out. So I'm gonna just go ahead and blend it out a little bit with that brown, and just so that way it's a nice blend. they're showing Julia all of DC's monuments, and Julia's loving it. Julia's, I mean, I think she's just having a good time, but she's also taking selfies. I mean, hello, we are in this generation of Instagram, Twitter, blah 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 blah. So, but you know, Brandon's mom was over there practically like just like, here she go again taking another picture, and it's like, this is just how our generation is right now. But get used to it. I mean, if she wants to take pictures, let her take pictures. She's never been here before. I think we've all been very touristy whenever we've traveled. I mean, if I go to the beach, best believe I'm trying to go and be naked with my thong bikini on, and I definitely want all the pictures in the world. I mean, some places I'm not like that, but some places I am. Depending how cute I look that day. And I appreciate Brandon over there like, yes, the camera loves you. Yes, yes, give me fierce, give me fashion. Yes, face. And I thought it was cute. You better go ahead and become her Instagram husband. You know what I'm saying? Now that we have blended that out, we're going to go ahead and go with that like burgundy sparkle color. And we're going to use that in our outer corners. I love all these palettes that have mirrors. Like, sometimes I like to get really close and personal with my mirror. Sometimes I like it far away. Just, you know, I switch it up. I switch it up. So I really like that they have these in here. Based on how the color looks in the palette, I thought it was going to give me more of a wine color. And it's very, very, very similar to our crease color. I mean, you can't really see too much, but I put a little bit right here, and it just almost looks like the same color. So, I'm gonna mix the two colors. I'm gonna mix the wine color. I'm gonna mix the wine color with this brownish, and hopefully that will give me that wine color that I was looking for. And maybe because it's a shimmer, it's not showing up as pigmented as the other two colors. This is really not coming out in the color that I would like. Since I couldn't get it in the color that I preferred, I'm gonna just go ahead and use that brown, that dark brown, and we're just gonna use that in the corners. Brandon's parents decided to take her over to the White House while somewhat explaining about what's going on over here for our presidential elections that were coming up. I'm not sure, they didn't tell us for Brandon and Julia, but I think this is around probably like June that they filmed this. So, and Julia let it be known she's not that interested in politics. But I bet you that Brandon's parents are definitely Trump supporters. Finally, Brandon decides to stand up as a man and have a conversation with his mother about him and Julia staying in the same room. But I must say that I did not like this conversation, not one little bit. I did like the fact that he was trying to stand up. However, though, he really just more so put the blame onto Julia and kind of came off with that approach of why he was like asking his mom for permission for them to stay together. And then the mom was like sitting here saying, you know, I just don't feel like you're ready to move out on your own. The reason why I don't want y'all sleeping in the same room is because I don't feel comfortable thinking about y'all getting it on or hearing y'all or whatever. And I'm just like, ma'am, excuse me. Hey, Betty. I don't know if you remember about when you and Ron probably first hooked up or whatever, but not everybody is loud. And if I know if it was me, if I know I'm in my parents' home, best believe I will be quite quiet. I mean, she act like they're going to sit here and be banging and knocking pictures off the walls or something. Like, God. And then she says she'll feel awkward even when they're married. So it's like, Brandon, Julia, get your own place. Because grown people want to do grown things and they need to live in their grown home. That's a quote from my mother. So that's kind of the look we're going for as of right now. I don't know how I did this, but I completely skipped over in my notes. In the earlier part of this episode, we did get to meet Andrew, whom is 32, and he's from Roseville, California, and he is a character. Figuratively and literally a character. But he runs a in-home daycare with his mother. And his woman is Amira, whom is 28, and she's from Saumur, France. And they met on an international dating app after her being on. They met on an international dating app, and she had only been on there 2 or 3 days before meeting him. Then he flies her out. They meet in Vegas, because that's somewhere she always wanted to go. He went all out and making sure it was romantic and beautiful. And they spent 3 days, and then he proposed to her. And that's literally how quick it happened. But the way he speaks about her is definitely romantic, and he seems like he really loves her. She did get her K1 visa because she said she didn't feel like she fit in to France, where she is, where she's from in France. She doesn't feel like she fits in because it is a small town. So she is looking for, a new start. And so they applied for a K1 visa. But unfortunately, during the time that they're filming her and him is in June, which is only 6 months ago. And that's like, I wouldn't say that was at the height of Corona. It seems like the height of it was pretty much March and then until May. I thought it calmed down some, but then again, I'm in Texas, so, Texas is one of those states that just was buck wild during the summer, having parties and clubs open and stuff like that. We wasn't as shut down as everybody else in America, but Trump put out the orders that they're closing down the borders so people couldn't fly in. So she came and fly to America because of coronavirus, and they're going to Mexico. This is a plan of his, is for them to go to Mexico, quarantine there for 14 days, and then travel into the United States through Mexico. And I hope this plan works, because I don't know how it is. Although I have seen a lot of my, and I mean a lot of my friends go to Tulum and Cancun and Bora Bora and this place, that place, and everywhere else. So, I had a couple friends go to the Maldives, so I don't know what it's like. I was supposed to leave for my birthday, which is February 24th, and I don't know if I could go anywhere. And since because of the shutdown that they did in Los Angeles, I was like, nope, it's okay. We'll just plan it later on this year to go out the country. But hell, my sister went to Cancun, so I don't know how it is with the borders right now with flying, or how it is for immigrants. In the second scene, Andrew and Amira, they're very concerned about them traveling to Mexico for her to enter the country. But I'm more concerned about how beautiful she is, and she seems to really, and I mean really, be in love with him. Which is a good thing. I'm not saying that it's not a good thing. I just, once again, like I said in my previous video, I feel like a lot of Americans get these foreigners because they're not able to get another American who would want to tolerate you know, them living at home with their moms, or them being on a farm, them being in the middle of nowhere. So they get these foreigners and subject them to doing it. And unfortunately, because these foreigners want to get to America for whatever reason, whether because they've always wanted to be here, opportunities, their family, whatever the case is, they come here and they be thinking that they're going to live in places like Los Angeles or New York, only to get here and be like, sorry, we're living with my mom, and we're going to be working on farms and shit. I'm just saying, it's kind of fucked up. But I just hope that she really, 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 really does love him enough to be living at, I'm assuming he hasn't really specified if he's living at home, but living at home with his mother, working at an in-home daycare, doing cosplay. But who am I to say anything? I'm just minding my own business, 'cause wishing them luck. Alright, so we're going to go in with Natasha Denona yet again. And we're going to be using that beautiful orange. And we're going to be using that all in our inner corner. Can you imagine getting married to someone whom works in... Can you imagine getting married to someone who has a daycare inside their home? Like, kids are bad and people don't like to discipline their kids anymore. I'm like, shut your ass down, Jay. He opened my makeup. Get him out of here. I can't do it. I'm so sorry. It's just, I swear these people be subjecting them to the most weirdest conditions, and it's just not right, nor is it fair. Oh. Okay, was anybody expecting it to be that pigment? Because I was not. Okay, Natasha. Wow. Wow, Natasha. Damn, Natasha. I didn't know you was going to do me like that. That is beautiful, though. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is my palette. Okay. And when I put that brown on, it just went so smoothly. Like, wow, this is wonderful. Okay. Oh, wow. 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 Okay. Can you tell how shocked I am? I'm shocked. I mean, Natasha, girl. Like, I'm looking at myself on my monitor. Oh my God. Wow. Let's go ahead and blend it a little bit more in with that brown. Girl, you ain't had to do me like that. We're just gonna blend it a little bit. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. I'm just kind of taking that red in the middle just for a better blend. Scene 2 for Tyreek. We're flashed over to him. He's in the car. He's headed to the airport to actually go and get Miss Hazel, who's coming in. And they did show the date for her. And it is March 2020. So she arrives like legit right before all hell broke loose. He's anxious. He's waiting for her to come down the escalator. And then she's so dry. Like so dry, okay? What is up with everybody with these dry reactions? Like, if this is the first time I'm seeing my man in God knows how long, best believe I'm gonna do like Natalie and be running into their arms, kissing, you know, just like, Alright, so under the eye, I don't know how this is going to go, but I want to go in with that maroonish color and go in underneath the eye. See, I feel like the red shows up underneath my eye better than when it did on my actual face. Yeah, all these people have just the most driest of reactions. She complained, but it was sweet because he started crying at the airport. I was like, oh, he loves that girl. I must say, I mean, he's the only one who thinks that she looks like Angelina Jolie, the Asian version. So, you know, but she does speak on how she feels like it's a bittersweet moment. She's like happy to be there, but at the same time, she's super sad because she is missing her son, whom called her while she was at the airport and said to her, you know, when are you coming back home? And, you know, at the end of the day, and she does say this, that she's here to make a better life for him. So I really am, I don't know Hazel from any other previous seasons to dislike her or not, but right now she's okay in my book, you know. I think she's just, it's just a lot, you know. It is a lot to leave your kid behind. It really is. And I commend her for being strong and to help her son have a better life here in America. Yet again, we're going to use our Natasha, Denona, and we're going to use this white one right here for our brow bone. Let's go ahead and put on our blush, and we're going to be using yet again our Nesting Bitch Face by Pretty Vulgar, and we're going to be using the color Hush Blush, which is this one. Scene 2, we're back with Jovi and Yara in scene 2, and I'm just like, there's no connection. The mom was like, oh, there's connection when I see them together. I'm like, no, you don't. You don't see any connection, just like we don't see any connection either. You don't see no connection. Yara is like the queen of like shady face. There's no connection. Then privately in the room, she's going to learn. Privately in the room, Yara tells Jovi how she thought his mother's food was non-flavorful and not tasty. Oh man, I mean, I am happy that she did tell him in private, but considering that he seems like a mama's boy, Yara, you just don't ever do that. I understand if it is, I don't know, because I feel like you kind of should tell the truth, because if I've been forced to eat it, like, I don't want to be like making excuses for not wanting to eat it, and then he's like, what's wrong with you, like what, you know. So I'm kind of glad she told him, because yeah, I don't want to be forced to eat her food, you know. I could be like, oh, I'm not feeling well, I'm not hungry, and then he would at least know, like, oh, she told me she wasn't feeling well, you know what I'm saying, like, cover for me. So now we're going to go in with Ego for our highlighter with this beautiful gold right here. Lip, a little bit on my lip. Yeah, so we're going for very fall colors as of lately, and I'm here for it. She also complains that La Rose looks like a place for people to die. If you don't know what a bayou is and you're not used to Louisiana country swamplands, I could kind of see why she say that. You have a haunted movie there late at night with the swamps. and you tell me if it looks like a place to die, because I agree with Yara. I mean, I like Louisiana, so, but I'm not also from Russia. You know, me and Louisiana were neighbors. Like, hey, you know, we're neighbors. We're neighbors. So I'm gonna go in with my CoverGirl Ink It, and this is what I'm going to be using for my under eye liner. Scene 3, we are back at it with Andrew. And Andrew, number one, Andrew, you really gave your pregnant sister a beret for a baby's gift? Like, this is your sister. There are certain gifts you give to certain people. When it comes to very, and I mean very close friends and family members, very close family members, such as your sister, you give them things like strollers, pack and plays, what do you call those things? What do you put in? A car seat. You know, you buy those things for certain people. Not everybody, but certain people. And I just kind of thought that was a little, okay. We meet the sister, and let me tell you, by the way, is she pregnant, you guys? Because I didn't feel like she had a pregnant belly. Considering how her brother is shaped, she didn't look pregnant to me. I mean, could it be possible that she's a lesbian? I don't know, just basing it off of how her brother is shaped, and she just didn't look, she looked to me like her brother, so. But the sister says that she did meet Amira, I don't know how to pronounce this correctly, but she says she did meet her, and she felt that she was superficial, and she says that her and Andrew doesn't have anything in common. I'm kind of scared that this is going to be a fact. She's beautiful. I mean, I'm sorry, when you're that beautiful, unfortunately, by default, we're high maintenance. I mean, she already said she likes to buy makeup and shopping and doing all this stuff, so, you know. And according to Andrew, he really wants kids, and right now they're kind of having a conflict right now, because at first she said she was fine with having kids, and now she's seeming to not want kids. And unfortunately, based on my own experiences, whenever there's a conversation about children, and if the two people in the relationship do not see eye to eye in that, I really feel like that is like an absolute hardcore deal breaker. Okay, off camera, I'm gonna go ahead and put on our Revlon ColorStay Skinny Liquid eyeliner. And I'm gonna go ahead and put on our very favorite Lache Luxe lashes. As you know, I swear by them. Love this brand. I love the quality of Lache Luxe lashes, because I do feel like the band that actually holds the lashes is super durable, and I love that. So off camera, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my liner and my lashes, and I will be back. Alright, so we went ahead and put on our lashes, and we put on our eyeliner. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to be using Absolute New York, and this is their Perfect Pair Duo Parfait, and it's a lip duo, and this is it. I'm not sure what shade this is. Yeah, it doesn't tell me a shade, but this is it. I think I got it from CVS or something like that. And we're going to outline our lips this way. Then we're going to use our Unstoppable eyeliner slash lip liner that we've changed into by Maybelline in the color Cinnabar. I've been packing because I'm moving to Los Angeles, and I cut my hand and broke 2 of my nails in that process. It's been dangerous, so forgive my hand and my band-aid. Gonna go back in with this color and kind of mix it in there. So that looks like a brownish pinkish color. So my camera kind of cut off as I was explaining about the relationship between Andrew and Amira. Amira, that's how you pronounce her name, Amira. And basically I was saying that I personally have gone through it when it comes to 2 different partners coming together and the conversation of children gets brought up, and maybe one of the partners doesn't want to have children versus the other partner does want children. I do think that's kind of a situation where it's just best to kind of go your separate ways. It's not because you don't love each other, it's not because you don't want to be with each other, but at the end of the day, you know, that's such a big step, and you don't want the person who has children, or you don't want the person who wants children to resent the other for not giving her or him children, and you also don't want the person who doesn't want children to resent you for giving them children when they definitely did not see themselves as a parent or wanting a child in their life. And unfortunately, those are the tough conversations that need to be had early on in the relationship. Hell, even when you're dating. Hell, because of my situation and me and my dude broke up because of this exact reasoning, I say have that conversation within the first couple of dates, to be honest, because you need to know. I mean, I don't know because of our generation if how people date, but when you date someone and you're getting courted, you know, that's the step to see, do I like you? Am I feeling you to make this relationship into an exclusive relationship? Okay, then you go into being in a relationship. That is like the pre-dating to see if you want to marry this person. And if you would like to marry this person, then you become their fiance, and then the fiance and engagement, that's the step to see how it's going to be like for marriage and making sure you have that solid foundation. Of course, nowadays people are having sex before getting in a relationship and all this, like, it's so much confusion going on, but those are very important questions, and that's one of the things that they do need to talk about in 90 Day Fiance, because if they don't, then you're in this situation where it's like you're spending all this money to fly someone and you're going to get married to this person only pretty much to end up in divorce. A lot of people get divorced for this exact reason. So it's very serious. So you definitely need to take it very seriously. Period. The end. I mean, me and my dude broke up over it. And it was devastating. Because it's, you know, you love that person. You want to be with that person. But it's just, you just don't want the same things. And I mean, unless you're that type of person whom is willing to go either way, whether you're willing to have the children or willing to not have the children. I personally do want children, and I want the possibility of children. So therefore, it isn't so much that if God doesn't bless me with children, I'm okay with that. because I am a businesswoman. However, though, if I'm ready to finally have children, I want to be able to tell my husband, hey, I'm ready. He's like, okay. I mean, unless there's like, oh, let's wait a year because we're trying to get this finances or this and this, or we're planning this or we're planning that. Other than that, I don't ever want my husband to be like, I told you I didn't want kids. We're not having any kids. So it's one of those things where it's like, it's a deal breaker. Let's move on to Brandon and Julia. They're sitting down, about to make plans about what they're going to do for dinner. And Brandon's like, hold up, Mom. Me and her got our own plans. And his mom was like, you know, so I was just like, Betty, you are a grade A cock blocker. You're a cock blocker. You're a cock blocker. You're a cock blocker. Cock blocker. Just let Brandon live his life. At the end of the day, stop cock blocking. So they go to dinner. When they go to dinner, they're having a deep conversation about, yet again, the sleeping together. And Julia says to him, if we can't sleep together in their household, then we need to leave. And he lets her know, like, hey, you know, we have a lot of expenses coming up. And because I've been paying for everything else and you being here in the sponsorship, we kind of just need to abide by their rules since they're going to probably help us pay. Now, to an extent, I agree to that. On one hand, I definitely agree to it because this is why I think it's very important, especially for people in our generation and especially for, you know, people in our generation. It's important for the man in which the woman is dating to get permission from the father-in-law for their hand in marriage. Why? I tell you, because if your future father-in-law can help you financially for anything, whether it be maybe y'all buying a house together, maybe your wedding, children, etc., you want to be on their good side. I'm not saying you need to kiss their ass, but you want to get on their good side so that way in turn they can help you with whatever future endeavors you got going on. In this situation, I see where Brandon is coming from. He financially needs their help still. But the reason why I disagree with what he's saying is because you shouldn't be bringing a woman from Russia all the way here to America and not have your shit together where you're not able to take care of her. That's not fair. Because now y'all are both subjected to be under Brandon's mother, Miss Betty, be under her control, which she uses as the manipulation to control them. So they will never have their own say in things because Miss Betty pays for everything. Once again, if you want to do grown things, get your own grown house so you and your grown ass ways can do your own grown ass things. But I say all that, that's not right either. But I also know a lot of my peers. I know a lot of people who are 30 and under who live at home. And I also know a lot of people who do live at home who are experiencing the same exact issues. I myself used to be one of those people. And every time I talk to any of my friends or people that I know who, like I said, either still currently lives at home or just moved out from home, they all have the same problem with their parents as well. And the crazy part is once they moved out, then their relationship got even better. Oh, just a little food for thought, especially if you're living at home. But as Julia kept talking, I 1000% agree with Julia that she should come first. She is his woman. She is his wife. I'm sorry. Even if she wasn't a wife and even a very serious girlfriend, still think they come first over mom. This is why there's so many boys that are mama boys, because they are under their mama's wing because their mom helps them, or whatever the case, the mom does shit for them, so the mom's able to control and run things or manipulate them. But at the end of the day, your woman should come first. And I felt like everything that Julia had to say was 100% true. The problem is that's not the kind of guy that she picked. She picked a mama's boy who still lived at home with his parents on a farm. That's who he picked. She does speak on how she's been in this situation before where she had a ex-boyfriend and they lived together, and at first when she came into the home, they loved her. They took her in. However, though, as they kept dating, then, you know, they would hear them fight and stuff like that. And the mother, not really mother-in-law, but, you know, the mother-in-law was the mother-in-law no longer liked her. And that's also another risk that you're taking, is constantly, you know, them in your business and them possibly siding with them. I mean, that's their child. I mean, it sucks that if some parents are not able to, you know, agree with what is right and what is wrong. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, if you had your own household, it should be based on what the argument should be between y'all anyway. Your parents shouldn't be involved, period. So yeah, Julia, we see each other. We see each other. We see each other. We see each other. I don't want y'all to see my broken fingers. Now we're going to go in with our Voluminous False Fiber Lashes. They're waterproof, and this is by L'Oreal. And this is by L'Oreal. I was right. And we're going to use this just so that way they kind of blend in with our lashes. Not too much, just enough. Tyreek is such a gentleman. Oh my god, he was like, this is our home, don't ever touch the door again, I'm going to get the door. He is so romantic. I'm not gonna lie, I really think Minty is so much finer than Hazel, but the way he seems to really love Hazel is so cute and dreamy. I love that Hazel acknowledges that she says that America looks cleaner and she wants her child to be there with her. And she's never seen a dishwasher. I thought that was so cute. She was like, she probably would never use it because she feels like she can wash the dishes better with hand. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those type of people too. I probably do a full wash and then I put it in the dishwasher. I don't know, I'm one of those people. But I do like that she's a clean freak, and she was just so overwhelmed by how big Tyreek's house is, because that's not where she comes from. And I thought that was admirable and sweet, and I could tell that she really appreciates it in that moment. We skip on over to Amira, and she sees her father for the very last time before leaving to Mexico. She's his only child, and Amira states that Andrew is pushing her by giving her an ultimatum to come to the USA. She'd rather be patient since she's an immigrant trying to come into the United States through Mexico. She'd rather wait until Corona and stuff is over. But I do kind of see where Andrew may be coming from, because I don't know how long it takes for you to be able to get the thing again. But I feel like at the same time, shouldn't you be able to go to their embassy and kind of explain, like, hey, it's Corona, I can't travel no more, Trump banned the borders, like, I don't know, guess not. However, that makes her father dislike Andrew, because he's seen her cry over him. Because of the money that Andrew is spending, it's almost in a way controlling her. And Daddy's just trying to be protectful of his little girl, especially when he can't reach his little girl and traveling during a time where everywhere in the world is shutting down and going through this virus. I don't know, Andrew, but hopefully what her dad is seeing is not an accurate depiction of who he is, because if so, I'm seeing so many red flags already. Ping, 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 ping. Like, that's all I see in my head is red flags. The very last scene is Mike and Natalie, and they're headed to Mike's home, and because he lives in the country, it's super dark, and she's all complaining, saying, oh my gosh, it looks like a horror film. I feel like I'm going to a horror movie. I really thought that was pretty cool, the way he was driving on the snow. I don't know what he was doing, but it almost kind of looked like muddying, but on ice. I would not mind trying that. I've always wanted to go muddying so bad. I need some more Caucasian friends to do Caucasian things, but I want to go so bad. So that looked like fun. They get to Mike's house, and I'm not gonna lie, even from me watching it, and they don't really do a tour until they actually arrive, the house looked really tiny. Like, but then again, I know that is a big dude, so I was kind of being hopeful that maybe he's just really big. But no, I think that now seeing the tour of the home, that place is tiny. She ain't a big fan of Bobo or Boo Boo or whatever the cat's name is. And she keeps complaining how cold it is, and I feel like he's not getting what she's saying. But why can't he turn on the heater or start a fire? Where's the fireplace? Get her some hot cocoa. She asked for tea, and he was like, make all these faces like clearly she does not belong or something. I don't know. I'm personally, this is why I refuse to live in the cold ever again, because I am cold natured. So therefore I stay freezing. Even right now it's like 60 degrees in Texas, and I got goosebumps on my arm. I sleep with my electric blanket 20. The only way I'm not using my electric blanket is if I'm laying with a man who just so happens to be hot natured, which makes me hot. Other than that, I sleep with socks. I sleep with big sweaters and hoodies and electric blankets. I have a miniature heater that be by my feet all the time. Like, I stay cold. I stay cold. Cold-blooded. Anyways, so that's it. That is it for this episode of 90 Day Fiance Season 8, Episode 3. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. I will be taking off for the next 2 or 3 weeks because I am moving to Los Angeles. So because it's just going to be a transition, and I'm not really going to have a place to film when I get there, I'm going to be kind of MIA for a little while. But I will be back, and we will go over all the episodes that we have missed, which should be, I am going to still film episode 4, but it'll probably be 5, 6, and 7. That'll be a little delayed on, but we shall see. Anyways, you guys, that is it. Do you love this look?
Makeup done, high heels on, blue dress on. Diamonds done, fur coat on, lipstick on. I put these on so you can take them home. Took me some time to get it ready. Don't make me wait, come break me down. I know you last for my love, ooh baby. Don't make me wait, come take me.
In case you love my shirt, you love my wig, I'm putting all that down in the link description box below so you can get this look too. And I really love our look today. It's really autumn-like and it went perfect with my brown shirt and my dark blue hair. Thank you so much, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you press that bell so that way you can get notified every time I post a brand new video for you guys to watch. Thank you guys so much. I love you so much. Bye. Fall look that we made today with our November